everyone, my name is Yvonne Collin. I am with the Central 70 Project here with a very special guest to provide some inside scoop on himself. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thank you. My name is Larry McKinney. I am an environmental person on the C70 project, so I am helping out for a little while. I've been here since March. I've been with the company since 1998, so 21 years, 11 months with the company so far.
Wow, so you have a lot of experience under your belt there.
I have a lot of something or just gray hair.
Right? No. Can you talk about some of the projects that you've worked on or some of your favorite ones, especially with all your experience?
I'd have to look at my resume to tell you really how many projects I've been on. It's probably in the 20s. Because you go help out a project for a few months, and then you go help out another project for a few months. I've kind of gone around chasing a lot of different projects. I've been up in Summit County, I've been out east, I've been out west, I've been down south, down by the in El Paso. So I've been on a lot of different projects, a lot of water treatment plants. Then lately with Kiewit, more bridges and highways and things like that. But a lot of water treatment plants is my background, really. That's where I started. Was building.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
Interesting. So have you ever worked on a project like Central 70 before, like of this capacity?
Well, I don't know if a lot of people have this capacity.
Right? Yeah, there's only a few.
This is a pretty big job.
There's only a few projects like this, right?
Yeah, so I've been on lots of big jobs. As you begin, you think, oh, wow, these are massive. And then they just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger, So when I started out, obviously in 98, when you were on a massive job, it was in the 180 million range. And now that's peanuts.
Yeah, no, definitely. So what is your favorite part of working on Central 70?
Probably favorite part is the west section.
Yeah.
From Brighton over to Steele is quite unique. There's not a lot of room to work. We've got businesses to the south, and then we've got residents to the north. So we've really got to make sure, from an environmental standpoint, we're compliant. We don't have a lot of leeway and flexibility to lose control of the site boundaries. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. Since we're down in the cut, building the covered sections, stuff like that. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I agree.
Before we're going to have a school playground and sports and soccer fields and things like that after we're done above the highway.
I know, it's insane. And especially with you being part of the environmental team for Central 70, there's so many environmental mitigations that were unique to this project that at least I've learned of, like the air quality monitors. I mean, some of the environmental mitigations and the extent of them are pretty amazing.
Well, there's a lot of rules and regulations that we have to comply with, and then we also have the client's needs and our contractual commitments to the client. So there's a lot of things we have to do. It's like everybody. We all have a large responsibility on this job, and we all got to do our part, make sure we're compliant and doing what's required. It's expected of us.
Yeah, to deliver a good quality product to the public, right?
Yes, and not get in trouble.
Right. So what do you enjoy about your job? What is something that you look forward to every day?
Sometimes it's the drive home. It's easy. No, I hate to say this because it sounds just like everybody else, but really it's the people I work with.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of great people, a lot of fun people, but what we do is not always easy. It's not always pleasant. Not everybody loves environmental. Not everybody loves dealing with silt fence and fixing things and building berms and stopping this or that so we can do tracking control and new FODs or flip FODs. So we're not always the favorite stepchild. We may be the redheaded stepchild, but we're definitely the necessary evil. But
yeah,
environmental is important. It's got to be done. So I think the unique challenges and what makes this job great is the people we work with. Work with a lot of great people.
Yeah, it's a challenge every day, right? Something new.
It is, and it's definitely neat to be a part of something like this. I mean, how often do you get to experience being on a job like this?
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely thankful for that. So what does a typical day look like for you, right? When you wake up in the morning, what kind of things do you expect?
Gosh, first thing it's brush your teeth, make the bed, uh,
Definitely.
all those things because I'm kind of a deep person. But once I get to work, it's getting ready for the cruise, getting the guys lined out, what they need to do, what the priorities are, make sure they have everything they need. Usually it's inspections. We're doing a lot of driving around, walking around, inspecting things, making sure everything's in compliant. Pick priorities. What's coming up that we need to look ahead for, plan? Do we need to start thinking about track out here? Do we need to start thinking about removing control measures here? Um, do we have enough supplies? Do we have enough big reds? Do we have enough FODs? Is our trailer working? There's a lot of different elements that we plan for every day. Definitely documentation is one of our key elements. So we're doing inspections, finding things, making sure we're getting corrected action items done, but we're documenting all that. So in between, we're documenting our findings, making sure we're documenting corrective actions. And if there's a little bit of downtime, I'm out there pushing a broom or shoveling dirt or fixing silt fence on my own or flipping FODs on my own. I don't mind. I'll do it all. I'm not.
Look at you.
Sometimes I'm a glorified laborer.
No, because it is a 10-mile stretch. It's a huge corridor, the section that we're working on. You mentioned the west, but we also have the central and the east. I mean, even though we're kind of wrapping up in the east, we're still doing operations out there.
Yeah, there's still a lot of seam to be done. We seem to see crews go back and dig something back up. It's going to go back and install more control measures or fix what got dug up.
Right. Yeah. I feel like we're almost done in the east, but we still have to do this.
We may have to change this. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. I'll definitely do a lot of field labor in the work or in the labor in the field some days, just because it's easier to do it yourself versus going back to the office or sending out text messages, do this, do that. You've already got the tools in the truck. You've already got supplies you carry in the truck. You fix it yourself. Sometimes it's easier than having somebody drive 5 miles to fix it and then drive it back.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing that I do miss about being at the office is just being able to go out there and get things done quicker. Working remote has not been my favorite. I'm very jealous of you.
Yeah, there's some benefits to working from home, but there's definitely limitations.
Yeah, I agree. Alrighty, so do you want to talk about some fun facts about you? What your hobbies are? What do you do on the weekends?
Oh, I'm not really all that fun. I'm environmental. Me, fun things on the weekends. Well, I mean, this is a unique year, so let's take that to the side. Pretend we're not talking about this year. But if it's not on the sidelines watching my kids play sports, it's maybe out riding the dirt bike at the motocross track. Skiing, definitely something fun for me. I moved here to be a ski bum in '93, so that's what brought me to Colorado. So I did that for quite a few years. So I used to be really good, but now I'm old.
I'm jealous because I pizza the whole way down. Let me tell you, that's me. Sometimes I get so scared I'll just lay on my back, even though I know that's a hazardous thing for other people, but I'm terrible.
Yep. Or I'll ride the Harley on the weekends. I like to do a lot of fun things.
Nice.
Change up my sports a lot. I'm thinking about maybe getting into the snowmobiling thing, but who knows?
Ooh, that would be fun.
I like motors. Motors are fun.
Nice.
Especially if we've got to make reservations to go get lift lines.
I know. I've been hearing about that. Somebody told me that you have to, reserve it in advance, and then sometimes your reservation might not even work if you drive all the way up there. Some of my friends have been getting turned back.
Yeah, I usually buy seasons passes. I'm not getting one this year.
Yeah, I don't think unfortunately, I think it's different this year with the climate.
It is definitely different, unfortunately.
So I don't want to take too much of your time because I know that you're busy and have to go out there. And
that's all right.
But do you want to leave the public with a message or something unique about yourself or a safety tip or anything?
Safety tip. Well, considering we just got a few inches of snow out there today,
Right.
drive safe, watch out for all of us out there. We are out there cleaning the sides of the streets, inlet protection, silt fence. So watch what you're doing, watch where you're driving, watch where you're plowing. But that's today's message. As far as any other random thing, the generic message is always look out for one another. It's definitely trying times right now. People are tense, irritated, and just got to be kinder to one another. And don't have a little fun out there.
Yeah, I couldn't echo that anymore. Be kind to one another because, yeah, you never know what's going on with someone these days. Larry, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate you taking the time and definitely appreciate everything you do for Central 70.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.